The Pacific Ocean is a source of fun and fish here in Southern California. Make safe choices for you and your family when dealing with the fish you catch. How to prepare fish safely.
It's important to prepare fish in a certain way because some species of fish have contaminants that pose health risks, and those contaminants are stored in the fatty portion of the fish, and by cleaning and cooking the fish in a certain way you can reduce your exposure to those contaminants. The steps of filleting a fish start with making a cut just behind the head at the top part of the fillet. Then you make a cut along the back of the fish. It creates the outline for the fillet. Then, starting with that outline, you make cuts keeping the knife flat against the bones of the fish, which will cut the fillet away from the bones of the fish until you reach the belly. Then you continue to cut along the bones across the ribs of the fillet until you've removed the entire fillet from the fish, leaving a triangular shaped piece of fish. One of the benefits of filleting the fish by cutting around the ribs is it keeps the fillet isolated from the internal organs of the fish. Some people, when they fillet fish, they'll cut through the ribs like this, and what that does, it will expose the fillet to blood and internal organs that have high levels of contaminants. So it's much better to try to cut around the belly instead of through it. The next step is to remove the skin. It's very important to do so because the skin has a lot of the fat content, and by removing the skin you reduce that additional fat. To do that, you lay the fillet flat on the cutting board with the skin side down and hold on to the tail end of the fillet, and with your other hand cut with the knife flat against the cutting board so that it removes the skin from the fillet. The second step is the cooking step, where you grill the fish. In doing so, some of the fat will drip off of the fish and further reduce contaminant concentrations.
These tips brought to you by the Fish Contamination Education Collaborative. The Fish Contamination Education Collaborative was established by the United States Environmental Protection Agency to educate the public about the health risks associated with contaminated fish related to the Palos Verdes Shelf Superfund site. Check out our other videos and information at www.pvsfish.org.